Everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. The Kybalion. Imagine that within each of us dwell two characters, the everyday self, residing in the physical and material world, experiencing linear time, distracted and consumed by mundane tasks, and the higher self, possessing elevated wisdom, dwelling in an immaterial and timeless plane, observing, understanding, and guiding us. One is confined by space and time, employing its body and senses to interact with the world. The other is free from all limitations. These characters, though seemingly distinct and separate, are different facets of a single, deeply intertwined entity. As the Kybalion states, everything has its pair, everything has its opposite, and we are no exception. However, our daily lives are overwhelmed by tasks, responsibilities, and distractions that pull us away from our higher self, obscuring the connection with our other half. Often, our minds are submerged in an ocean of compulsive and recurring thoughts, generating a constant background noise that hinders our connection with the voice of our essence. Differentiating the higher self from the incessant chatter of everyday thoughts is not just a philosophical exercise, but a crucial step toward achieving a life in harmony with the flow of the universe, toward our personal fulfillment. In the following minutes, we will delve into the fascinating exploration of our higher self. We will discover how to listen to its messages and tune into its inner wisdom. Additionally, we will delve into the intriguing theory of time unfolding and the quantum double, exploring the ideas of theoretical physicist Jean-Pierre Garnier Malet. This knowledge provides us with the tools to communicate with our higher being and open doors to a life full of prosperity and meaning. The higher self is commonly perceived as the spiritual consciousness that transcends the earthly realm. However, it goes beyond this understanding. It is the insightful part of our being that identifies what requires attention, often foreseeing events before the physical self becomes aware. A connection between all parts of your being is key to moving forward in life. It provides a sense of purpose that is only achieved by connecting with your higher self. This connection allows you to understand where you belong and who you truly are. By bridging the gap between you and your cosmic energy source, you gain mental and spiritual clarity. Just as tuning a radio to capture a specific station, recognizing and aligning with our higher self allows us to receive its wisdom clearly and directly. This is not just a mental game, it is the path to experiencing your life to its fullest potential. Our higher self is always present. In fact, there is no real separation, no higher self and lower or material self. It is the core of our existence. But it is true that within us, there is a kind of fragmentation that makes us identify with the character, with the ego of our present incarnation. This ego typically takes center stage and makes us unconscious of our authentic essence. We identify with our body and our finite identity, but we are much more than that. When you allow your true essence to shine through, you feel a growing inner power and begin to trust yourself more. It becomes easier for you to determine what is best for you in each circumstance and make decisions that align with your needs and concerns. This process allows you to dive deeper into self-awareness, recognize your strengths and weaknesses, and learn how to leverage them. Connecting with your higher self is like finding a hidden treasure within yourself. Imagine it as a journey to the essence of who you truly are. Picture your higher self as that wise and caring friend who always knows what is best for you. But where does the higher self get its wisdom? How is it possible for it to know in advance what is best for you? Can it travel through time? To shed light on this matter, let's take a glimpse into the fascinating theory of theoretical physicist Jean-Pierre Garnier Malet. In 1988, Jean-Pierre presented a revolutionary scientific theory on the unfolding of space and time, suggesting that we all have a double, invisible, yet real. In quantum physics, it has been proven that particles can unfold, existing in two or more places simultaneously. Even if they are separated by vast distances in the universe, if one particle undergoes any change, the other reflects it instantaneously, transcending the speed of light. This phenomenon is known as quantum entanglement. Jean-Pierre argues that this principle can also be applied to people. According to his theory, we would have a physical body and an energetic one, capable of being in different places and times, exchanging information. This idea aligns with what many ancient traditions have preached for centuries, affirming that, in addition to the physical body, we have an immortal spirit or soul. This other self can serve as a guide for us at every moment if we establish a constructive relationship with it and understand some essential principles of the law of unfolding. According to this theory, it is feasible to communicate with it to harness its wisdom, whether through dreams, intuitions, premonitions, or various signals that are exchanges of information between it, obtained in our possible future, and ourselves in the present. When we face problems or dilemmas for which we do not know the solution, our double could travel through different timelines, exploring our possible futures, experiencing the consequences of various options, and bringing us the best choice to the present in the form of intuition, instinct, anticipation, synchronicities, or hunches. According to the scientist, during paradoxical or REM sleep is when we have the most brain activity and when information exchanges with the quantum double occur. Jean-Pierre recommends a fairly simple exercise that we can practice every night to connect with our quantum double. Place a glass of water next to your bed, drink a little before going to bed, and express a phrase like this: "I ask my quantum double to bring me the best solution to this situation." Then, recount the facts of the situation and how you feel about it, requesting that the solution be beneficial to all involved. Afterward, fall asleep immediately and let your double do its work. It is essential to trust him and surrender before falling asleep. Our double or higher self will eliminate the unwanted futures of that day and will make the requested solution come to you through intuitions. Ask for the solution to one problem at a time, do not insist, and maintain confidence. Upon waking up, pay attention to how you feel. If you are rested and in a good mood, the solution is likely already within you. If you were not aware of this interesting theory and would like another video to explore it further, let me know in the comments. The theory is quite complex. Here, we have only scratched the surface. Let's continue. Now that we have learned how to ask our higher self for information during the night, let's see how to tune in with it during the day. The higher self exists in the realm of pure and unaltered presence. Its voice is clearer when we are completely aligned with the now, devoid of past regrets or future anxieties, and any kind of expectation. When we do not allow the mind to interfere with its incessant chatter, it is not as elusive as it might seem. It starts with a simple decision: to become more aware, more observant of the world around you. It's about experiencing rather than simply doing, savoring each moment as it comes and letting go of the need to control everything that happens around us. Take a moment to quiet your mind, focus on your breath, and just be. When you focus on the present, you eliminate the noise of past regrets and future anxieties. As the wise Lao Tzu once said, if you are depressed, you live in the past. If you are anxious, you live in the future. If you are at peace, you live in the present. So make peace with the present moment. The practice of meditation stands as a powerful tool to connect with our essence. By sitting in silence and relaxing, our brainwaves decrease, along with the flow of thoughts, creating the conducive space for our inner wisdom to manifest. Our minds are constantly occupied with life's worries and pressures. It is crucial to take a break from time to time, and this is precisely what meditation offers us. By meditating, we can relax and focus on ourselves, free from the distractions of the outside world, which calms the mind and allows us to look inward, discovering and assimilating our true selves. We will not attain wisdom through the mind and thought. Wisdom always comes from our essence, from our heart. The connection with your higher self is always within your reach. Sometimes it appears spontaneously, as a hunch or intuition, other times more encrypted, like a synchronicity. But the greater our inner peace and the quieter our minds, the cleaner and clearer the connection will be. This awareness does not appear overnight. It is cultivated through mindfulness, consciously choosing to observe your thoughts, emotions, and experiences from a place of detached compassion. Being open to the unexpected, attentive and non-judgmental, maintaining the fascination of a child. That voice has always been with us. That's why we recognize it intuitively. Imagine you are at a noisy party. The racket is almost deafening, but amid all that noise, a melody filters through that sounds familiar to you, softly playing in the background, and you recognize it instantly. The same thing happens with the voice of your higher self. In the midst of the bustle of everyday life, the higher self whispers in a language that moves us, a language that is exclusively ours. Intuition and feelings serve as our internal compass. They are not random thoughts or passing sensations. They are deep ideas that lead us along our true path. As the wise Albert Einstein once said, "Intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant." Our intuition is a direct connection to our higher self, a valuable resource that we often overlook due to our excessive reliance on logic and reason. In a world driven by facts and analysis, we often overlook the profound wisdom that lies within our intuitive knowledge. Our intuition can provide us with unique perspectives, creative solutions, and a deep understanding that cannot be derived solely from logic and reason. When you try to connect with your higher self, you are presented with the challenge of distinguishing between the sound of your ego from the whisper of your true inner voice. The ego, like a capricious child, often shouts louder, competing for attention with its fears, insecurities, and judgments. It uses the language of comparison, competition, and limitation, generating noise that can easily drown out the soft voice of your higher self. On the other hand, your higher self communicates in a softer and quieter voice. It is the voice of love, wisdom, and infinite possibility, guiding you toward growth, compassion, and understanding. It may take time to discern this subtle difference, but remember, as with any new skill, practice makes perfect. The eloquent words of Rumi, the 13th century Persian poet, beautifully encapsulate this concept. Silence is the language of God. Everything else is a poor translation. In silence, we find the space to listen to our higher self, to distinguish its voice from the clamor of our ego and follow its divine guidance. So, the next time you find yourself amidst confusion, quiet the mind, listen to the silence, and let your higher self guide you along the best possible path for you.